on trial today, man.
Y'all, let me be clear before we start that this is not an accusation. This isn't a conviction. I'm going to talk about patterns, timelines, and unanswered questions that keep resurfacing. Because when the same thing happens over and over again, people are allowed to ask why. Jay-Z has been one of the most powerful men in music for decades. From late 20s, early 30s, at the height of his influence. And yet, when you look at the women who were closest to him early in their careers, there's a consistent detail that people ignore. And it's their ages. Foxy Brown was a teenager when she met him. So was Aaliyah. So was Beyonce. So was Tierra Marie. So was Rihanna. And so was Rita Ora. These weren't women in their 30s moving alongside a peer. These were young girls entering an industry, meeting a fully established, powerful man. So the question becomes, why does the pattern repeat? And why has he never been publicly linked to women his own age during those eras? Then you have the company that Jay-Z keeps. Jay-Z's name appears in proximity to figures like Harvey Weinstein, someone he appeared friendly with at industry events. Again, this does not equal guilt, but it does raise eyebrows when powerful men continue to orbit one another while scandals explode around them. And now his name appears in discussions surrounding the Epstein files. That's not a charge, not a conviction, but as part of a wider web of powerful connections. People are allowed to ask, why does his name keep surfacing near controversy, yet he's never directly touched by it? Now, let's get into Rita Ora, because for years, fans asked if Rita was Becky with the good hair. That rumor was never from nowhere, because in the photos from 2015 Met Gala, if you ask me, Rita was hugged up behind Jay-Z, and it looked very familiar to her. And also I noticed Diddy in that photo. Why do women often appear in position between Jay-Z and Diddy in all of these group photos? Why does that dynamic repeat itself visually? And I'm not saying that it's proof, but it's a pattern. There's also the long-standing claim of an alleged son born to a woman who was said to be a teenager at the time of conception. Jay-Z has denied this. No court has ruled against him, but the allegation has existed for decades, and they just keep quietly pushing it aside. So again, why does this keep coming up? And finally, you have Beyonce. There's the footage of Beyonce visibly intoxicated during early outings with Jay-Z, most notably of her in that green dress sitting in the back of their Maybach. Jay-Z appears to be sober. He's looking in control. He's composed. Could Beyonce have been groomed? Could she be more of a victim than what people want to admit? Now, that doesn't remove her agency as an adult today. But two things can be true at once. And what makes this uncomfortable isn't one rumor, it's all of them put together. The ages, the power imbalance, the circles that Jay-Z runs in, the women who were always younger. I mean, the way that nothing ever seems to stick to him. Jay-Z has never been charged, never convicted, and never caught. But when people say something feels off, that doesn't come from nowhere. And I'm observing, and I think the real question is, why are we allowed to question everyone else but him? Patterns don't prove guilt, but ignoring them doesn't make them disappear either.